Good evening, Fernwood. My name's Neil, and you have joined me for at least one day, or at least a few minutes, of my trip through the entire series of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are heading into the February 11th, 1976 episode, and I'm just going to do a real quick rundown of things that happened last episode. Tom moved in with Charlie after revealing to Mary that he may have exposed her to a venereal disease, or what we would call today a sexually transmitted disease. Mary, for her part, is avoiding going to the doctor because she's embarrassed. George is running for union official at his work. Martha's not too happy about that because she feels alone at home most of the time. George promises that that's not going to be impacted at all. We'll see how that goes. Kathy got a new job at a massage parlor. She promises that it's going to be on the level, and we'll see if that goes well. And the big cliffhanger of last episode is that after Loretta went through surgery, Charlie got a phone call from the doctor that said that she was sinking fast. I'm just going to jump into the episode. Thank you for joining me. Let's go.
Where have you been?
With someone who needed me, George.
What do you mean, someone who needed you? It's 10 minutes to 8. I haven't had my dinner. I need you.
I'm grown up, Dad. I can't stand all this arguing. That's all married people do. Argue. That's why I'm not going to marry Roberta.
George, I don't know. You never. What? Marry Roberta? What are you talking about?
Didn't I tell you? She proposed tonight.
I don't believe this. A young girl like that should be chasing the Rolling Stones, not proposing to a pet rock.
As I was saying, George.
Don't bother.
George, you don't need me. You never need me. You decided to run for office for the union all on your own without ever talking it over with your wife.
Martha, I did talk it over with you. Okay, Martha, now I want to know who needs you more than I do.
Charlie Haggers, that's who. Hi, Pumpkin.
Hello, sweet thing.
Well,
Yes, Mother, I did.
What did? What are you talking about?
Well, Mother asked me if I got a job when I went out looking for one today, and I said, yes, Mother, I did.
Sweet thing, you're a genius.
Dorothy, what kind of job?
Well, it's, kind of a personal service job.
Oh, doing what?
Working in a massage parlor.
Oh, no. No little girl of mine is going to work in a disgusting den of iniquity. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Mother, you don't know what you're talking about. Daddy, tell her.
Oh, well, no, it'd be kind of hard to tell her. You see, because a massage joint is not necessarily a place where a young girl like you should be working.
What is this world coming to? A 30-year-old woman proposing to my father. My little girl working in a massage parlor. My other daughter's husband is not living with her. And my husband wanting to run for a union office so we can go to those banquet conventions way out in Milwaukee and hanky-pank a naked girl in a cake. Oh, and you poor little thing, you're wilting.
It's a pretty good summary of the show.
Heather, you forgot some lunch.
I thought I put the toast on. I must be losing my mind. No. Look, Tom, what did you call up for? Yes, I made an appointment with the doctor this afternoon. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm in the middle of making my breakfast. Loretta's never going to walk again. I have this awful appointment at the doctor's this afternoon, and my toast is on the floor. Goodbye. 3 pieces? How can that be?
Hi, baby boy.
How you feeling?
And just seeing you walk through that door makes me feel like I'm getting a gold record for a million-selling album. I'm kind of having some trouble getting straight answers. And the doctors, everything went all right with the operation, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, fine.
Oh, good. Because I've been a little worried, because my legs is feeling kind of funny.
Well, that's just probably because you've been off them so long. Look what I got you. I thought since we lost Scrubsy in the accident, you needed a replacement.
Oh, Charlie, thank you. That's precious.
I figured maybe you could call it Scrubsy Jr.
Mr. Hagers, may I speak to you for a moment?
Yeah.
Our business office has been checking with your health insurance plan, and it seems you're no longer covered.
Why not?
Well, I don't know the details, but the cashier would like to talk to you about it.
Well, tell her not to worry about it.
Oh, then you do have some way of meeting your obligation.
The Lord will provide.
I doubt that the business office will find that sufficient security.
American healthcare, everyone.
Yes, I have an appointment with Dr. Miller. I think Are you Mrs. Hartman? Yes, but it may be the wrong Mrs. Hartman. It's a very common name, and I wouldn't want to take anybody else's appointment. No, we've only one Mrs. Hartman scheduled. You have a seat. The doctor will see you soon. Okay, thank you very much. Excuse me. Where's your ladies' room, please? Oh, down the corridor. Third door on your right. Thank you, thank you. Maybe I better not. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Hartman.
Oh, yes, Mr. Hartman. If you'll just take a seat. Yes, doctor. Very well. The doctor will see you now.
Good luck.
Does the doctor judge?
Oh, Mrs. Hartman. Sit down. What seems to be the trouble?
Liver trouble.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, quite sure.
Why is that?
Well, I read a book about the symptoms. But I am confused about one thing.
What's that?
Can you get liver trouble from using a public restroom?
Now, there's no reason to be upset.
I'm so ashamed.
There's no reason to be ashamed. It's an illness that can be treated just like any other illness. I wish people would understand that the most important thing is to treat it promptly, which I'm glad to see is what you're doing. What we'll do is just take some tests, and we'll have the results back tomorrow. If any treatments are necessary, now they'll be painless, and we'll have you cured in no time. Now, can I see a little smile?
I swear this wasn't my fault. No, really, Dr. Miller. You've made me feel better.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
So am I.
That was a lot of connected people in the same doctor's office at the same time. You know, they couldn't have just picked different days of the week. I don't know. They weren't coordinating, obviously, but that's kind of a banger there. Roberta proposed to Grandpa. What is up with that? You know, I mean, good for him that he's getting attention. Good for her that she likes someone. I don't really know their relationship because it mostly happens off screen. Other than the fact that, you know, she's his therapist in a way, and that's still a little creepy to me. George and Martha are not exactly on the same page, or not at all on the same page. And I think if George could promise Martha that he would be home more often, that might do it for Martha. But Martha's just saying, don't run. And that's a little bit like setting a line. I know it's an abbreviated conversation, or abbreviated form of a conversation. And of course, Kathy's job right now, it's still in the rumor stages, but she seems to think that it's a respectable establishment, and everyone else seems to believe that it's probably not going to be. And given that it was 1976 and the phrase massage parlor is what is being used, I would bet that it's not a respectable establishment. I mean, I've had I've been going to massage therapists for decades, and I think that the phrase massage therapist was divided so that they could divide it from massage parlors. That's just my assumption based on pop culture, because I don't know any better. And Charlie and Loretta, she's not feeling well in the legs. Charlie did not tell her the truth about what the doctor said, and that's a moment of weakness. And that was the February 11th, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. That's the end of disc 3 for me. We've got a whole disc 4 starting tomorrow. Speaking of which, thank you for coming along, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.